The 934th edition of the MMA Gambling Podcast on the Sports Gambling Podcast Network is brought to you by Underdog. Underdog is hooking up new customers. Play just $5 and get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with promo code MMA SGPN.
Howdy ho, degenerinos. Welcome to episode 934 of the MMA Gambling Podcast and Sports Gambling Podcast Network, dedicated to, I see a new name in the Discord, Tether Storm GT. I don't remember seeing that name before, but this goes out to you, Tether Storm GT. Certainly a dude. This goes out to you, dude. Thanks for coming to the show, KSW. We like KSW. That's what we're covering today. I am the Spicy Pimp, Jeff Fox, until further notice. That is the one and only, and always will be, Gumby Vreeland. We got some KSW 111 going down. Big boys in the main event, which is always fun. We haven't actually done a update on Gumby in the regional scene, so maybe we can do that today.
I didn't read total my stuff, so no. I feel bad about saying this because right. you guys are hearing this on Tuesday. We're not recording on Tuesday. Sorry, pulled back the curtain. But like I meant to fix it. I do know I hit with Isaac Thompson in the main event of LFA. He was plus 120, despite being up against the dude with a Russian sounding name. He picked him apart and won a split decision. So Isaac Thompson, a big hit for the weekend.
He's in the high 30 units is what you're up more than likely, right? Maybe
yes, high 30s. It's definitely not crack 40s because we've like flirted with it. But hopefully tonight at Dana White's Contender Series, because there's 6 fights and the odds came out for those and they are all pretty tight. So nice. Hopefully we have a big night that'll mean big wins.
Any odds surprise you before the event actually happens?
They were right around where I thought they would be. So like, and they're all, I mean, like maybe they just all surprised me by being a bit tighter than I thought. So they're like, we've seen it a lot on Contender Series this year, is that they've gone kind of wildly in the other direction of being like, nutty in terms of huge favorites and negative 900. And then Dana says the odds don't matter. But also brings up the odds. But luckily in this one, it doesn't seem to be any of those. So that's nice.
And I heard Anthony Smith, he said the line about muscles make you tired. He said,
he did. He gave us what we wanted, what the people came from.
Much appreciated. Thank you. A Joe Rogan disciple, as everyone is, I'm sure. All right, we'll dive into some KSW after I remind you that the NHL is back, and so is the Hockey Gambling Podcast. Join Ryan and Joel as they break down the biggest games, storylines, awards, and best bets throughout the season. Let it slide. So we're being treated to a Octagon, a PFL, and a KSW this week. And then there's some other events we had to pass on because we aren't going to have time, too. So this is a big week for regional MMA.
The regional MMA stuff likes right after a holiday week because a lot of them break on the holidays. Yeah. So right after a holiday week, sometimes they go hard in the paint.
Yep. Tell us about KSW 111.
KSW 111 got a couple of title fights up top. Both are big boy divisions. Maybe their most coveted ticket seller right now, headlining this one, or at least their most dominant champion.
Oh, for sure.
I mean, like, I feel like we have to talk about Phil DeFries all the time and like don't ever really stop to talk about like, is he really good? Like really good? Like,
yeah, we kind of discuss this
every time he fights,
but is he like where would he fit in the if he came back to the
is he capital G good, or is he like good enough because it's KSW and they usually bring in some like sloppy heavyweights? I mean, like I'm kind of starting to think like maybe he's a here's how we'll phrase this. This is what we'll do. Okay. Would you take Phil DeFries to beat Marcin Tybura?
I was going to say Vitor Petrino. Marcin Tybura.
Oh, he would beat the hell out of
Vitor
Petrino. Get Vitor Petrino the hell out of here.
DeFries seems like he kind of like a souped up version of Tybura.
That's why I brought him up. Is he kind of seems like maybe a higher energy Marcin Tybura. So what does that make him, like a
top 10 probably?
It probably makes him Sergey Spivak, right? Where's Sergey Spivak right now? Like that guy. I'd probably put him right around there. And that means he's like 1.5 fights away from a title shot.
There you go. Exactly. But I'm sure KSW must be paying him quite
well.
well.
I bet you he's making buckets of money.
Yes. Yep. Because they pack the stadiums, and he is one, as Gumby said, one of their top stars currently. So the stadium is going to be packing this week is Werk Arena in Trinec, Czech Republic. See, I rolled my tongue.
Rolled your R there. There, you got it.
We're practicing that off there. That's what we do. We do vocal exercises before we go in there. So KSW 111 De Vries versus the Vojčák, October the 18th. So Saturday, we're gonna be busy Saturday, Gumby. This is at 1 p.m. So we got Octagon at noon, PFL at noon, this one at 1 p.m. And then UFC's in Vancouver. So probably, I guess I'm assuming it's probably later in the day, which is good. So all right. Told you where it is if you want to go watch it. 10 fights. We're covering 5 in full, and then we have 5 to choose from for the whole lightning round. Positive, we do have odds for this event. Negative, I'm guessing Gumby saw the odds, so we can't play a game of guess the odds, right?
That's correct.
All right, that's okay. We are going to start things off with a featherweight belt. Leo Brichta, he is from, I think, Czech Republic. Yes, as a lot of fighters are in KSW. He's from Czech Republic. Werlleson Martins, he is from Brazil. Featherweights, we'll tell you about Martins first. Galino, Little Chicken is the nickname. 6 knockouts, 8 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted twice. 2 and 3 in KSW. He's won 1 of 3 and 3 of 5. He did win his last bout. He has multiple regional championships on his
mantle.
Correct. Get our shirts, get our merch, get all the good stuff. sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store. He's fed at 135, 2013 pro MMA debut plus 240. The odds aren't quite as crazy in this card as the Octagon one we covered. Was it Octagon that they were huge on?
Yeah,
they were pretty big. Brichta, 13-6 with 1 no contest, 7 knockouts, 4 submissions. He's been knocked out twice, submitted 3 times. 3 and 2 in KSW. He's won 1 of 4. TKO loss in his last bout. He's fed at 155, 170, and 185. 3-0 in pro kickboxing, 1-0 in pro Muay Thai. 2 years younger than Martins, 2 inches taller, 3-inch reach advantage, minus 350.
Yeah, this is Leo Brichta all day. The big thing about Brichta is, maybe the results on paper have not always been there. But there's lots to like about him. Real light on his feet, throws a really nice jab, keeps his distance well, except for when he does it, which he's got a pretty nice takedown. It's mostly body lock stuff, but it's like it's impressive enough with the inside and outside trips that I like kind of still believe in it. And then when you add into, I mean, like if you're looking maybe for a weakness at him, it's like if he does wind up on bottom, he looks pretty bad there. I watched him get judo throwed once, and he wound up on bottom, and I was like, that ain't it. It doesn't look good down there. But like for the most part, he looks good when he's on top. He, real light on his feet, real careful, doesn't get himself, stung too much. And then Werlleson Martins, like he's really explosive and like really creative, but it's not really effective to me. A lot of jumping knees, a lot of spinning stuff, a lot of like big movements to close the distance, and then like not really hitting anybody with anything on those. Seems to have like a weak defense, but mostly just because he's trying to do this like crazy stuff on his feet for offense. So like I see that as being a perfect entry to whatever takedown Leo Brichta wants. Like on one hand, his weak defense, if Brichta decides to walk him down, is going to piece him up. But also like from the grappling standpoint is just like throw a jump knee and see what Leo Brichta does with it. He's going to, catch you in midair and just take you down. So, and then I don't think Martins has much for him on the mat. So I'm going to take Leo Brichta.
Leo Brichta is the first pick of the day. Let's move on up the old fight card. We have got Czech fighter. That would be Matúš Juracek versus a Polish fighter, Mateusz Pawlik, 3 5-minute rounds, welterweight. Pawlik, 6-2, 2 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. He's 1-0 in KSW. As I knock over my light, I haven't done that for a few episodes at least. He's won 4 straight fights and 5 of 7. A TKO win in his last bout. Has not lost a fight since November 2021. Used to fight at 185. That would be middleweight by my calculations. He's at plus 105. Juracek, 12-5, 5 knockouts, 2 submissions. He's been knocked out once, submitted once. 1-2 in KSW. He's won 1 of 3, 3 of 5. TKO win in his last bout. 5-1 in Octagon. He's fight at 185. 20-12 pro MMA debut. 2-0 as a pro boxer. 3 inches of height advantage over Pawlik, minus 138.
I'm gonna go with Pawlik here. I'll take the slight underdog in Pawlik. I think the big reason for me here is that like Juracek is a guy who, first of all, he's very easy to back up, and I think that's really all I need here to like Pawlik. If you watch his fights, a little bit of pressure, a little bit of pressure, a little bit of pressure, and then like he gets his back against the cage and he basically tries to fight his way out with a couple of like lead left hooks or like a lead jab, like a left jab and a left hook on the same side. And then he tries to circle. But the thing about Pawlik is first of all, he brings the pressure and he's a grinder. And not only is he a grinder, but like he's willing to eat a shot to get to the grind and like has an exceptionally good chin. Like I've seen some punches that I was like, that dude is out. And he just keeps walking forward. He seems fine. So I really like the chin of Pawlik. So if Juracek is easy to back up, Pawlik's going to try to bring that kind of game plan. And when he does, you're going to see Juracek try to throw a couple of punches, and Pawlik might eat them with his face. But after he eats them with his face, he's going to have a hold of Juracek. And I think that that's where he strives in this fight because, he's got some really nice takedowns. He works well against the cage. And on top, like he has some pretty nice submission offense. I like what he does in terms of trying to set things up and try to bait people into things. So like, for me, slight dog play here, but I like Pawlik.
Juracek is missing out by not using Park as his nickname, don't you think?
Jurassic Park.
Yeah, you have him on your show. Have him on Top Turtle. Let him.
See, I gave you a friendly laugh for that. I got nothing for one-on-one last week.
No, that was good. That was good. You worked a little hard in it, so I had to.
I showed that to my wife. She had no laugh, nothing, no soul.
I gave you more than that. So there you go. All right. Before we get into more, hopefully, amazing humor, let me tell you about MyBookie. MyBookie.ag is your place to bet on football and everything else. Their prop builder is second to none. Their motto is bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. Easy to deposit, lightning fast payouts using crypto. Gumby Prey has to play for you. We could say NFL Week 7, or you can do whatever you want. I don't care.
We usually do a pick in this Adrian.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes, that's right. No, that's coming up. You're right.
You caught me off guard. I was like, I got one for you. I know. You're like, what? Wait a minute.
I was supposed to tell you, go to MyBookie and check out the KSW lines there. And when you do head to MyBookie.ag, use promo code MMA SGPN for 100% bet back bonus up to $500 for new customers. MyBookie.ag, promo code MMA SGPN. Gumby doesn't have to give you a play until next ad read. You just wait. Next break. Novig. We're also brought to you by Novig, Novig, all one word. Novig is America's #1 sports prediction market. Novig, you're getting the best prices because they have reduced juice. Like you get minus 103 odds on fights or games or whatever you're looking for. Novig is available in 35 plus states. Download the Novig app and get $50 when you spend $5 if you use our promo code SGPN. Get in on the action with Novig, promo code SGPN. Actually, Gumby will give you some picks right now because we're going to put him back on this spot. We're going over.
I'm always ready to give picks, but
you are always ready.
When they're not when I think they are, I got to double check.
It's true. All right, going back to the Czech Republic. You can give us some picks over there. We have got a fight at 185. That would be middleweight. Adrian Dudek. He is from Poland. Bartosz Kurek. He is from Poland as well. Tell you about Kurek first. 4-0, 1 knockout, 1 submission. He's been 2-0 in KSW, so half of his fights have taken place in KSW. TKO win in his last bout. Used to fight at 205. 2 inches Charlie and Dudek, 6-inch reach advantage. He's actually the favorite. I went with the favorite first because apparently I'm all out of order here. Minus 188. Dudek Banana is his nickname, except that there's no A at the end of it, so it's Banan. 7-4, 5 knockouts, 1 submission. He's been knocked out twice, 1 and 2 in KSW. He has lost 2 straight and won 2 of 5. He's not fought since May of 2024. He's not won since October 2023. He used to fight at 205, 1-0 pro boxer, plus 140.
I'm going to go with favorite here. I'm going to take Kurek. I really like how sharp his boxing looks at times. He got really nice 1-2 throws right down the middle. Looks really, really, really quick with a lot of it. When he first came to KSW, I was kind of like, 2-0. Sometimes they put a 2-0 guy on their prelims, and that's not really it. And like, he's lived up to, they don't sign a lot of 2-0 guys. But like when they do, it makes you question. And he kind of lived up to what they were expecting. He's looked sharp. The other thing I really like about him is he's like very smart defensively. He does like a really good job of like making sure he's out of range so he doesn't get hit with something. And so like, I've been impressed with him. And then on the other hand with Dudek, not a lot to really like about him. He seems... he's like, I think we've used this term before, but he's like a muscle hamster. He's just like a stocky little muscle guy. I mean, KSW loves him. Octagon loves him. I mean, like the European MMA scene must be full of guys who look like Dudek. But he's like a shorter guy, lots of muscle, throws a big bomb, but like has trouble with range. So if like you have trouble with range and you're fighting a guy who's quick and fast, especially quick and fast for middleweight, and does a good job of keeping himself safe, like that's a nightmare. Like you're the worst style to try to fight a guy like that. So I'm going to take Juracek. He's probably, in terms of the odds we're seeing on the board, probably one of my favorite value plays here.
All right. Very good to hear. We're to our first title fight. First of two. This is for the KSW Light Heavyweight Championship. It's in the co-main event. The champ, Rafał, Haratyk. He is from Poland. Bartosz Leśko, the challenger from Poland as well. 5-minute round. We will tell you about Leśko first. He's 15-5-2. 2 knockouts, 7 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted once. 4-3 in KSW. He's won 2 straight. And won 3 of 5. He used to fight at 185, 2015 Pro MMA debut. He's 9 years younger than the champ, 2 inches taller, 2-inch reach advantage, plus 240. The champ, Polish tank, 20 wins, 5 losses, 2 draws. He's got 7 knockouts and 5 submissions. He's been knocked out 3 times, submitted twice. He's 4-0 in KSW. He's the champ with 1 successful title defense thus far. He's won 4 straight fights and 7 of 8. TKO win in his last bout. He's not lost a fight since January 2023. He used to fight at 185 and 170. 2010 Pro MMA debut, minus 350.
Yeah, for a second I thought about picking Leśko because I rewatched some of his film, and like, although I don't like how he looks when he's striking, because he does this thing where he like leans forward, trying to find openings. I don't like guys who lean, but I also certainly don't like guys who like lean forward because they're looking for openings. Like, you should be able to see it from where you're standing. Like, don't lean forward. That's a nightmare. But then, like, I watched a couple different of his fights, and he did a really good job of like getting to his opponent's hips, locking his hands, and scoring a takedown. And I was like, man, like, I'm trying to remember what I liked about Haratyk, and I don't know, maybe I like Leśko as a dog. And then I turned on Haratyk's tape, and I'm like, man, this guy stuffs takedowns exceptionally well. Like, this guy deals with people who like to grapple really. In fact, like, go back and watch his last loss. That's probably my favorite way to emphasize just how good he is. This is the guy who he lost to Lazy King. His last loss is to Lazy King, right?
Let me see. For which guy? Sorry,
for Haratyk. He's just
Haratyk.
lost his 2023 loss. You said was his last one.
Right. That was. Let me see. Gumby's usually right. We shouldn't even have to look these.
Yeah, but I want to make sure
for posterity purposes. Yes, you are correct.
Yeah. And so in that
Aries,
and if you watch that fight, Lazy King gets in on some takedowns. He stuffs him, puts him on his back, beats the hell out of him. And he does it repeatedly over and over and over again to the point where you're like, man, Haratyk's going to beat Lazy. Like, he's going to be the guy to beat him. And then Lazy King rolls for a couple of knee bars, like 3 different times, that like gets him off balance and eventually wins that way. So like, it's a bummer that Haratyk didn't win that fight. But on the same token, you're like, okay, well, if Lazy King wasn't as freaking crafty as he is, like, Haratyk wins that fight easy. So that tells you the level we're working here with Haratyk too, is that like, he's a guy who stuffs high level MMA fighters who like to grapple, and he beats the hell out of them when they do. And like, that's pretty much all I liked about Leśko, is that like, he does a good job of getting to the hips and does a good job of finishing the takedown. So if the guy has literally his best defensive attribute is that he stuffs the only thing Leśko does right, yeah. I can't imagine a path to victory for Leśko there. I don't think he's going to catch him in a submission. I don't think he's going to catch him with the hands. And I don't think he can get a sustained amount of grappling control here over a 5-minute fight against Haratyk. So I'll take Rafał Haratyk. All
right. The champ shall retain. We'll see if he thinks the same for the main event after I tell you about Underdog Fantasy. It's a great place to play Fantasy Pick'em, where you can win up to 500 times your entry. Simply pick higher or lower on your favorite player stats. It's available for a ton of sports now. Gumby's getting put on the spot here.
Yeah, I'm going to take on Thursday night. I'm going to take the higher than on Aaron Rodgers' passing yards as they play the Bengals. This might be I might officially be launching an apology here. Avid conservationalist who regularly posts on our. He didn't like all the Aaron Rodgers slander, and I said I hated quarterbacks who made moves if it wasn't to try to help the team win. And here we are looking at a 4-1 Steelers team who damn near looks like they may have hired Aaron Rodgers to actually win. So here's my apology to Aaron Rodgers. He's doing the damn thing, and he looks just as good as he used to. And I'm going to take the higher than on his passing yards on Thursday.
All right, here's something else you should take. Underdog's got a brand new offer for new customers. Play just $5. Get $100 in bonus funds when you sign up with our code MMA SGPN. And Rhythm, RITHMM. Rhythm is crushing it in college football and NFL with picks and props. Rhythm is also giving away weekly cash prizes just for tracking your bets in the app. Track 5 bets of the same type from any model you build, and you can win $1,000. Now I'm going to make Gumby give you another play. We should spread these out better.
Might as well keep it on Thursday. I'll take those same Steelers laying the points against the Bengals like they should have. Once again, no problem at beating up the terrible-ass Bengals, and they'll be in first place by seemingly a million games already here in October.
Crazy. Use promo code SGPN25 when you download the Rhythm app for 25% off your first month. So download Rhythm, RITHMM, and use promo code SGPN25. All right, main event, KSW Heavyweight Championship, Phil DeFries, from the United Kingdom, or actually he might be Great Britain, not United Kingdom. He is the champ, long-running champ. He is up against they're feeding him another new challenger here, Štefan Vojčák. He is from not the Czech Republic. He's from, I think, Slovak Republic. 5 5-minute rounds at the big boy weight, 265. The challenger is Mutant, 9-1, 5 knockouts, 3 submissions. He's been knocked out once. He owes his rounds. 1-0 octagon. That means you're ready for the champ. He's won 3 straight, all via TKO. He's not fought since October 2024. He's not lost since July 2023. He went 1-0 in KSW. Octagon, sorry. He went 1-0 in KSW as well. So both. 4 years younger than DeFries, an inch taller, plus 300. DeFries. And Still is the nickname, which is very fitting. 27-6 with 1 no contest, 7 knockouts, 15 submissions. He's been knocked out 5 times. 13-0 in KSW. He's the champ with 12 successful defenses thus far.
Crazy.
He's won 15 straight fights, 2 straight via finish. He's not lost since May of 2017. He went 2-3 in the UFC. 1-0 in Bellator, RIP. 2009 Pro MMA debut. He's got a draw in his one professional grappling belt that we have a result for. He's at minus 450.
Yeah, not high enough on Phil DeFries. He's going to walk through Štefan Vojčák. For those of you who haven't seen Vojčák, he's like tall, he's lanky. Although you just saying he's not really all that much taller than DeFries kind of freaked me out. It makes me forget. Yep. I think I just forget how big Phil DeFries is too. But the thing about Vojčák is like whether he's striking, whether he's looking for grappling opportunities, no matter what he's looking for, he always seems like a little off balance. It just seems like he's like his feet aren't underneath him and stable in the way that he needs them to be. And as a result, he's been like really easy to take down in the past, And let me tell you something. This is maybe the worst guy you could possibly fight if you're an easy target for a takedown. Because when you're underneath DeFries, like that dude just punishes you and sets you up for submissions constantly. The other thing I don't like about Vojčák is like, even if he were to defend those takedowns or to find a way back to his feet after an absolute savage beating, his cardio is not really great either. Again, I think it's because he expends a lot of energy. All of his stuff comes with lots of energy, lots of movement and stuff like that. So like for me, I just think Vojčák is in trouble in terms of so many different facets, but the big one being probably the takedown defense. So give me Phil DeFries. Give me Phil DeFries early. Give me Phil DeFries in parlays.
All right, Phil DeFries all day, every day. So he's got DeFries. He's got Haratyk. He has got Kurek, he has got Pawlik, he has got Brichta, and he probably has some lightning rounds that Bam Boom plays as well.
Sure. I'm going to take Alphonse Rocher-Labbé, who is a French fighter we've talked about in the past. I realized on this card I didn't have too many underdogs. Rocher-Labbé is currently an underdog. Not a huge one, but like a little bit of an underdog. Always had kind of fun striking, is put together Well, he hasn't looked great in his most recent fights, but he has put together a pretty impressive resume. I've always kind of liked him. So Alfan Rocher-Lobe. And then the other one I'm going to take is Denis Gorniak, who's basically a pick'em with his opponent. Gorniak, tough, gritty kind of guy. And the dude he's fighting is like had success grappling, but he is only 3-0 and has fought some really, truly terrible competition. And so like, I think Gorniak is just kind of like the first person to introduce him to what this level of MMA is. I think we mentioned it before when I was talking about, they signed Kurek at 2-0. They're signing Gorniak's opponent here at 3-0. And he is just gonna. I think he's gonna learn today. I think he's gonna learn on this one. So yeah, Denis Gorniak and Alfan Rocher-Lobe as my 2 lightning round plays.
All right, you're set for KSW. We'll be in the Discord, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Discord. We'll be on YouTube, MMA Gambling Podcast. We'll be on Twitter, SGPN MMA. He's at Gumby Vreeland. I'm at Jeff Fox Writer, at Jeff Fox Writer on Instagram. Check out my Substack, enter my free UFC pick'em contest at moneymma.substack.com. Check out Gumby's Top Turtle podcast with the Canadian duo of who this week?
We got Melissa Croden making her UFC debut up in Vancouver this weekend. And then we're also talking to Ayman Zahabi as he talks about his win over Jose Aldo. We never talked about Jose Aldo randomly retiring. But, hey,
right, yeah.
Yeah, that weirdly happened on Saturday night. And it was Ayman Zahabi's fault. And then now he's fighting Chito Vera. So we talk about that fight as well.
All right, so check out Top Turtle, and of course you can check us out at sportsgamblingpodcast.com, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/store, sportsgamblingpodcast.com/Patreon. We're not going to go away for long, though. We're going to be back tomorrow. We got some UFC in Vancouver to cover for the next couple of days. We'll be back tomorrow with Banana Vreeland. Who will I be? Mutant Jeff Fox. We'll talk to you then. Adios.